I joined with Evan as usual, who, if you're watching on the live stream, is very close to the camera. It seems. We'll work on that, and very kindly, Conan Jennings has agreed to join us to talk about Warfare weekend. So thanks, man. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Great having you on, man.
Start off with a little bit of a. If people haven't met you, if they haven't been trawling the North American circuit, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and like your gaming history, your Warmachine history?
All right. My name's Conan. I am out of the Dayton, Ohio area. My local meta is called Swarm, if anyone knows that. And I've been playing Warmachine since mid Mark II, like a bit before Colossus released.
Oh, cool.
Took a break for college at the end there, and then came back not too long, a bit before Oblivion.
All right,
so
you've not been like super long back in the game. There's a lot of changes.
No, I have not.
That's
not to say.
That's good. Wow.
Yeah, came back just in time for the theme reworks. Basically started playing with those.
Yep.
And then I've been absolutely grinding the game ever since. Been enjoying. I've absolutely loved Mark III.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
As someone with a pretty deep, I'd say, wargaming experience. Like I've played most of the ones out there. I play Infinity. I play Legion. Sorry, not Infinity. I meant to say Malifaux. I play Legion. I've played 40k since 5th edition. Back in, I started wargaming in middle school actually. So it's been a while.
So do you still play a lot of the other systems, or do you?
I still actively play. So I still actively play 40k, Malifaux, and Legion. I'd say would be the 3 games, and actually a lot of MCP right now. That's the other new game that's really caught on locally.
Yeah,
while Warmachine was in a bit of a lull.
Yeah, well, Evan's in like Marvel Heaven, I think, in London, right? You've got like some of the big.
I am allowed to play it
for the European, or certainly for the UK with Pat.
Norbert and Pat, and they're actually I know their podcast that on Across the Bifrost. Yeah.
Yeah, with TT. Yeah. I used to really like listening to him on doing his Warmachine stuff as well. It's nice to sometimes listen to. I did like a demo game for Marvel. I don't know, like a couple of months ago. Just really cool, and I'm a lot more enamored by the new sculpts they're doing. I think the early ones were like, not to sound too harsh, but a little bit lazy. They kind of like sold based on the franchise, rather than the quality of the model. Whereas the newer ones now are like super dynamic. So yeah, they look really cool. Whereas I've got some 40k models in the house, but I've not like really played. I bought like the Indomitus when it came out, and I was like, I'm definitely gonna start playing again. But like I played 40k when I was at school as well, but that's quite a while ago. So I was like, who are these fucking robot dudes like that are fishmen? Like they didn't exist when I played the game. And I was like, Tyranids were very different. It was basically Gene Stealers when I played. But it's cool. Yeah, there's lots of really good games out there for Wargames at the moment, which is nice to see. But I think, I don't know about you, but yeah, Warmachine is definitely still like my main go-to love for like the competitive stuff and like how good the game is. But you said what was the name of your local club, your meta? Is it Swarm?
Yeah.
Is that stand for something?
Southwest Ohio Regional Meta.
Ah, right. Okay. I was wondering if there was like some reference to like other games or some.
Nope.
Something. It's just literally an acronym. All right, cool. What's the meta like then? How big?
So right now, like tiny, like we play some MCP locally. Yeah. I play some other stuff, but as far as Warmachine goes, it's not super active in that because Corona plus the previous meta was dying down. I think you're going to see more people coming back and doing some stuff now that all the changes are live. People have started playing it at game nights again. We've got some fun. Like, we have a 3-man team event coming up in December in Illinois, in Indianapolis, called the Toys for Tots, run by Indie Storm and them.
Yeah.
So that'll be a lot of fun.
That's cool. We've got you're coming up next week, aren't you, Evan? We've got a team event up near me.
Yeah. Myself and Dan, and I still can't remember who our third player is.
Yeah, with a week to go, you should probably find that out, right? List submission is
We're
Sunday.
clearly not taking it all that seriously.
Oh, that's cool. But yeah, I think I don't know about you then, Conan. Are you seeing like players come back especially after like the big update, or because I've been seeing like a trickle of ex Warmachine players that have been playing other systems or just like had time away to do other things that are now sort of coming back more and more. Like our club, when I started playing there, was mainly like Age of Sigmar, and now it's mainly Warmachine, which is a super cool place to be in. Are you seeing like a bunch of old players, same as you had a break, come back along with you, or?
Yeah, I think it's slowly starting. It's been 2 weeks, and we've had a few people play game nights again, and I'm probably gonna get a game in with some people on Sunday. So
cool.
I think it'll happen. I think it's gonna once we get the events rolling, which is the important thing, give people an actual reason to come out.
Yeah,
that'll be the most fun. So
yeah, people
I have high hopes.
Yeah, that's cool. So so tell us a little bit then about how you got to the Invitational in the first place, right? So you have to, if people that are watching aren't familiar, Warfare Weekend has like a points based system where, depending on the size of the event, you get different points for first through eighth position, I think. And obviously the more players at the event, the more points you grab for each position. So like first place at a 20-man event might only be worth 5 points, but if you're at like a full con with it's like 100 players, you might be getting 20 points. And then it just basically like make a league table essentially, don't they? And everyone sort of filters out. So it certainly used to be, before Corona, you'd have to like really work the tournament circuit to make sure you were within like the cut basically. And then
the old system you had to have the win or the second.
Yeah,
and then
obviously it's changed, and I think there was they had like qualifying points and stuff from online games over the last year while COVID.
There was one.
I know
there was one online qualifier.
Is it the Tide of Skulls?
Yeah, just the Tide of Skulls event, and then they're not doing any more of those again from now on.
Yeah, it's understandable, but yeah, I think both the US and the European side of the event both had like qualifying points, which is really cool.
Yes, yeah, it was a fun event. I played in it.
Yeah, I played in both at the same time, which after the first week I kind of regretted, but I was like, but I was like, deep into my love for War Table, and I was like, I'm getting games, so I'm happy. And it was super well run. It was like really slick by the guy in charge, so much appreciated for doing so.
I started finding it a bit much once work started actually working properly.
Yeah,
it's remotely. Like I could only find so much time for online games. Like double tournaments was just never going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. So, so how did you like your qualifying events go then, Conan? How did your points rack up?
Well, it started out pretty strong. Like I won the first qualifier of 2021. That was the WITS event in Indy.
Yeah.
Were you playing the same pairing, or were you?
Yeah. So it was still Vlad 2. Yeah, it was Vlad 2, Vlad 3. Different lists back then.
Okay.
I had
That's interesting.
Judicator back then, sort of a Victor, and some other stuff before the points and how that all worked out. And then, but I really I've liked that pairing all year and just gotten really comfortable on it. I played it in like all the events.
Yeah, so you
really changed it up too much.
Just tweaked a little bit and had a lot of reps in it then by the sounds of things.
Yep.
Cool.
Because then after that went down to the Siege Invitational. That was in. Oh God. What's that? I can just pull it up here really fast because I'm at my computer.
Cool.
And that's how that works.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not kidding, by the way. While you're looking that up, Dan, like I'm staring at my face on Twitch, and that's creepy.
I tried to make you look better, mate, but I could only do so much with so much time. Yeah, you know why? Like normally
It's weird that it's so thoroughly zoomed in. Yeah.
Yeah, I assume it's just Discord is like just dicking with you.
Clearly.
No, I can't change it much.
It's fine. No, that's fine. We will give people nightmare fuel for this one. That's okay.
Yeah, this is Lich Lord Evan in his prime.
Damn straight.
But yeah.
Alright, so that was down in Memphis, Tennessee, put on by the boys at the Minority Report. That was a great event.
Yeah. Cool. I've listened to the cast a bunch of times, and obviously they did loads of stuff for Warfare weekend, didn't they? So obviously just like I'm not sure like if they took the streaming gear. There was something about the gear they were providing, and obviously then they did a bunch of the commentary.
I think there was terrain. They had terrain provided.
Yeah.
They did some commentary. I'm not sure. They might have been the stream, but I'm not sure. Maybe they provided some of the gear, but there was also another person who donated a PC. Yes. I'm not sure about all that, though.
Yeah, I know they were on the stream commentating a bunch, because I just recognised the voices from listening to...
Damon did a good cast with JVM.
Yeah, and then also one of the guys was in the Invitational as well, playing, right?
Two of them.
It was two of them.
Terrence and Damon both qualified for the Invitational.
That's cool. Good to see.
Cool.
So you went down for was it Memphis? You said sorry, the second.
Yeah, that was down in Memphis. Yep. Yeah. And then I don't remember what I took at that. It was some top 8 thing. I had to dip my final game to make a flight, so.
but you still got points out of it, so that's not.
Still got points, yep, because that was what confirmed my qualification. But that was cool and all. Then we had the up to Minnesota for the Riverfront Rumble. That was a really cool event. Long 5-round day up there with the Minnesota crew, but that was a packed one. What was it, like 30 players?
Yeah.
5 rounds one day, and I lost to David Bergstrom for the first time at top table. That one.
5 rounds in one day is grueling. Like
I think that was it's harsh.
Yeah. So Wits was that way. Riverfront was that way. Was Boker 5 rounds? Boker might have also been. No, Boker was only 4 rounds because the pair down lost.
Yeah. I know, like going back to real events, like having it just like after the 3rd round of not being used to playing at tournaments for a while, like that after that 3rd round, I'm like suddenly looking at the watch and going, "Is there another round? Are we going home yet?" Well, that's cool. So
some very long days.
Yeah, man, that's some serious dedication. So yes, you cleaned up and all with Khador.
Yep.
And, yeah, that's very.
So I'd say we had the Michigan GT, which is another great event if you ever want to make it to that. Friday this year was Warmachine. Saturday was Team War. Sunday the team event, and it was a great time all 3 days.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Taking third at that one.
And they've adopted Brawl Machine as a format. I really do like that.
I think a bunch of like the more recent events have done. I think there was a Brawl Machine at Boca Brawl.
Yep. Because you can do it like a Friday or something.
Yeah,
and then that way after people travel, they can just play, and it's quick enough that you can get a few rounds and
wasting too much of their their brain power for the main event sort of thing. It's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Saying that, obviously, you've got all your points accumulated, so you know you're going to be in the Invitational, so you don't need to face the grueling gauntlet of the last chance qualifier, because that like
being guaranteed to dodge that for 2 years in a row is nice.
Yeah, like having to go through all those rounds and then all the pressure, all the rounds, and then know that you've got to face then everyone else who's qualified, fresh and ready to smash you. Basically, it's like you get all the way, and first round, you're up against players that have had the chance to probably watch you play your lists and basically be nice and rested while you're a bit frazzled. Maybe seems like a proper gauntlet to run, right?
I mean, to be fair, like these weren't, dark horse lists that no one knew what they did.
Oh yeah, I guess so, yeah.
These are well-known meta lists. Like, there's no surprise here. There's just how well do you play it?
Yeah. So
I don't know. Normally that'd be true, but this was absolute madhouse 2 weeks after the changes.
Oh yeah. Literally,
That's fair.
I imagine. Well, let's talk about it, right? So let's go through. Rather than we'll talk about your list in a second. But what did you expect, right, going into the event? Because it could be anything. Right? The list.
Yep,
How did you deal with it, man? Because
And I suppose actually before we dive into that, like as you say, your lists changed slightly, and I know a lot of people have been struggling with their Khador pairing. What changed and in what way in your lists post the great reshaping?
Okay, so in my pairing, I had slight modifications to either list, nothing crazy. My Vlad 2 list lost Butcher 4 as a requisition because can't do that anymore. I dropped the adjunct on Vlad, and I dropped one of my 2 escorts in order to fit a Thammarite Archon into that list. And of course, I kept everything else.
That's a really interesting thing, though, to kind of pair up with Doom Reavers. It's just that solid amount of range support. That's something that Vlad 2 is usually lacked. So that's quite an interesting choice there.
I'm not sure anyone expected, like, while we were seeing Archons going up in points and down in power, I'm not sure anyone saw the Thamrite getting a random, like, but you, however, you can get a bit of extra love. I'm not sure where it came from. It's a little bit off.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't seeing a lot of play. I can see why it happened.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that was, I think, more to do with people shifting away from flames and where you'd play it most, I guess, rather than anything else. But so talk us through what were you expecting to see, right? So you know who's qualified, so you know some of what to expect, maybe faction wise. I know a couple of the players talked about it over the stream on Warfare weekend. Aaron Allen was saying that people expect him to play like a certain style of convergence, so there's only so far he could change with the new points and the adjustments. And obviously you'll expect JVM is going to bring Legion because it's an event. But were you like just hoping that you knew your lists well enough and had to pilot them well enough that you could just fight through whatever crazy jank someone threw on the table, or were we worried about anything particularly coming out of the update?
I felt really pretty comfortable with my pairing going in.
Yep.
Like, after the changes, I expected to see more guns than before would be one of the big things picked up, and then more dudes. But more dudes isn't really scary when one of your lists is Doomweavers. So that's something you just can be expected to deal with.
Yeah.
So I needed something that could handle an increase in guns. I actually expected a solid amount of Signar and such, and Ret, and opposed to the update, and then none of either of those showed up. So I was very surprised.
I was a bit surprised to not see more of those as well, especially Ret. Like Signar, I think Signar got a lot of love, but there's so few people who are kind of hard playing Signar right now because it's been a long time. That I can fully understand why they didn't rock up, but Ret is a surprise to me. That really is.
Yeah, me too, I think. Yeah, that's cool then. So let's talk through your list then, if you've and talk about what the plan was. Obviously, you said you've been playing basically this pair throughout your entire qualification process, right? So, was there anything you were worried about, or you have been worried about, even before the update, or are you pretty confident that between them, Doom Reavers and then the Menite crossover, just covers enough of the field.
I mean, before the updates, there was, of course, some scary stuff, like Strange Bedfellows was never an easy matchup. The Axis list was tough if I accidentally dropped Vlad 3 into, like, a convergence pair, thinking it'd be Strange Bedfellows, that kind of thing. And then, like, Signar's never free. And then post-update, I was actually terrified of Haley 1.
Yeah.
With my parent.
Just
I didn't think my parent was going to endure.
Just bringing all the guns, like you said, you thought more guns would be on the field.
Yeah, there's enough guns to clear the Reavers, and then the Vlad 3 list with that -2 speed is rough. When you're running speed, and all of a sudden you have a bunch of speed 4 Archons and speed 2 Colossals.
Yeah. What were you afraid of that Haley would bring? Just like going all the way back to like Gun Mages or Storm Lancers? Or...
It really didn't matter what it was. You could play her in Heavy Metal with a list. You could play her with Gun Mages. Either way, you'd have Lightning. Actually, I wasn't that scared of Storm Division, I'll be honest. But Heavy Metal or Gun Mages would have enough shots to clear the Reavers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
still
Haley
be able to punch through the Vlad list.
Haley 1 slowing you down with the kind of revised temporal barrier with a 16-inch control is scary.
Yeah, I'm not in a sad place that most Signal players have left the faction long ago and haven't looked back. Like I don't know if that's the same everywhere, but like throughout the UK, we used to have tons of Signal players, and then slowly they've just drifted off onto other factions. I know Crucible Guard sort of definitely bagged a bunch, being like a bit of a newer version, pretty at the time. And yeah, I don't think anyone's sad to see Haley not on the table.
I mean, I have such a hangover of Haley. You know, she basically casts a feat for 4 focus every turn. I do not miss Haley 1 at all.
That's fair.
Like,
how do you feel about the faction then? So obviously there's some significant changes and a nice very fat-looking new caster to add to the roster with Karchev. So yeah, how do you feel that you've come out of the update?
I think Khador will be cool. Like they got a ton of new toys and stuff just in time for me to jump ship to play something else.
Fantastic.
Well, I guess once you've won, like the big event, it's time to try something else, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I've got one more, like, my local championship send-off with Khador to go to. Get them all pretty and painted up for that. And then I'll be playing Crucible Guard and Signar for the foreseeable future.
Oh.
Very,
that's fun.
Big leap for me.
That's a very big leap.
That's cool.
But, no. Those are the 2 factions I play most casually right now, so time to jump into their competitive sides.
And you got lots of options for both of them as well, so that's pretty cool. So let's have a little look at the event itself then, right? So as we talked about before we came on, it's 5 rounds, and you obviously knew who the majority of your opponents were going to be, but there was it like 8 people from the last chance qualifier went through?
10, I think.
Is it 10?
10 this year, because we had 2 last-minute drops. We had one guy, I don't know why, and then we had my friend Andrew, who unfortunately had a crippling back injury on Friday and had to head home.
Oh man, that's rough.
But yep, it was rough.
So yeah, I watched a bunch of the last chance qualifiers myself. I'll stick a link in the show notes if people want to go back and watch it was a really cool stream. They had like Faye and Doug Hamilton and like the peeps from Mirage Report. I think JVM was commentating one as well. Aaron. So yeah, there's a really good range of games to watch from the weekend, and some good people chatting over the top of it. So check them out if you haven't. So yeah, this. Talk us through some games, Conan. How did obviously we know how it went, right? There's no spoiler warning, but yeah, give us a bit of a rundown in how your games sort of panned out, and feel free to wax lyrical on anything that's particularly interesting or fun that you saw. So, who did you get for the first round?
For the round, one sec. I have my list of. That's right. Oh, one sec. I set it on the other table. I'm gonna go grab my list of
No
cards
worries,
really
man.
fast.
Oh,
No
good.
Evan is slowly tilting himself back on the camera.
Should I just slide back?
Slide back,
Is
yeah.
that any better?
We just lose the top of your head now instead. I've no idea why. I say you have no idea why. I took the PC.
Yeah, it's a lose-lose.
Yeah, we took the PC apart this week to go and put it in the other room to do some work on, and I don't know if it's Discord just hates anything fiddling with it or what. But
I mean, that shouldn't affect Discord. That's all software settings. That really shouldn't.
no, but you can't upset the AI, right? It's like poking. You poke the Terminator, and you poke Skynet, and the Terminator's going to look for you. This is what I'm bearing down for.
It's like the most fiddly, petty Skynet ever devised.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's very, very Zuckerberg, frankly.
To troll, YouTubers. And we got you
All
back.
right, so, yep.
Go bad.
My first round was Matthew Kelly in the Khador mirror. Only two Khador players in the Invitational, and they both played each other round one.
Yeah, I saw that pop up on social media. Someone was calling foul and saying, yeah. But there was a good spread of factions though. There was quite a few Legion. There was a surprising amount of Grimkin, I felt.
Wanderer is very good post update.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Evan keeps telling me, and I'm like, he's in my cupboard. Maybe.
You need to take him out of the damned cupboard, man. The Wanderer is amazing.
Yeah, he's no king of nothing though, is he? Just saying.
You can play a very similar game with the King of Nothing, but not with your list. No.
No, it's fine. I like being able to end a game on turn 2 if I need a rest. Yeah, you got to think of these stamina things, right? Where you're getting on a bit. You wanna go to the bar. You wanna go and socialise. And the Wanderer's not doing anyone.
You are the type of player that justifies Haley. I just hope you're proud of yourself.
I did own nine clockatrices at my Ice of Clockatrice. It was fine.
I mean, I only own 4. I should actually probably get another 1 or 2.
I
just to be that guy.
I'm reformed. I'm down to like 5 clockatrices now or something. So I'm a reformed spammer. But go ahead, so Colin. So you had the mirror match. What was is it like mirror down to the casters? Or?
No, not at all. He had Zerkova 1 Armored Core paired with Irusk 2 Winterguard Command.
Like proper, old school Winter Guard, like full rocket boats and stuff.
Lots of dudes and rockets, yes.
Yeah, but that's weird. I mean, I would have expected. I know Irusk was kind of designed for Legion of Steel. I would have thought he'd go Vlad 1 if he's going Winter Guard, just really old school.
I don't know. The Ignore Forest and stuff feat combined with the tough aura and stuff is solid, but Wolves of Winter we were on that new scenario split decision.
Yeah. And
then I was able to get a quick 3-0 scenario lead with my flag in the right zone and that flag, and then he couldn't contest my flag back, and I was able to pull it out on that one just due to the sheer strength of the Vlad 2 Alpha.
Did you just throw Doom Reavers hella far and hope that you couldn't clear enough stuff? Was that
So I won the roll, went first, moved up 2 inches a Reaver or something, stayed just out of 20 with everything.
Yeah.
And then turn 2, I just hella backed up actually.
Yeah.
Just enough to threat the zone. Because that's all I needed to clear. If I could just get the 16 inches, and he put a jack and a few dudes in it, but that just wasn't enough to contest when I had a Void Archon and stuff there.
Could Joe and the Winter Guard not out-threat the Doom Reavers and just start clearing off the front line?
So when I ran up first turn to just out of side of 20, that means he moves up to 4 to 5, because he still doesn't want to just give away his whole army.
Yeah.
To the Vlad Alpha. So you go 14 or 15 away, and then I backed up 5 more inches, so he couldn't shoot me again.
And you're still holding your feet just to threaten him out of the out of the zone.
I just ran like my Marauder and Ruin up and was like, all right, you can shoot the armed 20 dudes. And like Ruin, he took out Ruin's movement with some good rocket rolls and stuff, and it happens. But
you just don't care at that point.
Yep. And then I had a unit on the right with the Apparition token who actually just ran to engage the rightmost unit, make themselves annoying. It's like a throwaway unit of Reavers.
Nice.
And then I was able to just app the scenario off of that because you just couldn't clear enough Weavers because I was just playing super safe with them. Didn't put any lost like forward to shooting before I restarted due to some like.
That's pretty. How do you feel the change for the apparition token versus the just choose a unit? Yeah, are you happy with it? Is it on the fence?
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not like a straight nerf. Like your opponent knowing in some matchups is like important because they can like try and shoot it or kill it. But at the same time, having two units that far is really powerful in a lot of matchups.
Yeah, that's
like oftentimes it's pretty obvious, and then you just having the two, and then like if you go second, you don't put them out till the start of your first turn, so all of your guys still threat 16 off the line going second.
Yeah.
Before you and your opponent's doing the first, they have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, I think.
And then it also has helped. Sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say, yeah, the threat of like the one unit as it was always fairly obvious, like where you were going to hit hardest. So you kind of like have to telegraph what unit is going to get the apparition anyway, so you may as well token and get a free unit to do it as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely also saves you some clock not having to think, do I want to do this unit? Do I want to do this unit? Nope. You just do the two units and move on.
Just a bit of mental management cut down. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you just cleared out the zones and scored up, and I'm assuming you just went 5 up then on that. Was that third turn?
Yeah, that was just that would have been a turn. I won on my 4th turn.
Yeah,
because I scored the 3. I scored the top of 3, the up 4 to 1, and then that. Yep.
But strategically, that's quite interesting. You basically just bullied him out with your threat ranges. You didn't even need to use your feet because just the threat of your feet.
Well, I still had to use it to kill the jack, but
okay, yeah,
it wasn't going to kill itself.
Like how awkward.
More's the pity.
That's cool. So yeah, a solid...
where there's berserkers when you need them.
So a solid first round. What's up next?
Round 2, I played against Daniel. I don't know how to read this. Made something. He was the Invitational winner or the LCQ winner.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
He was playing as Malachus pair. He played Malachus in that matchup. I played Vlad too.
Yeah.
Pretty similar thing. Ran up turn 1. Had a turn 2 backed up. Took a few things that I could with some shots. And then turn 3, I scored off the feet. And turn 4, I scored the one more point I needed to win. So nice. Pretty similar ending there.
What was the Malachus list looking like?
So Malachus, Eye of Truth. What's it? Reckoner? Is that the single shot fire shot, Jack?
Yeah, it's a single shot flare, fire flare.
Yeah, the heavy. So that one, and Eye of Truth. He had 1 unit of zealots with the UA, 2 of the Sunhammers, the flaming artillery, Skyhammers.
Right.
Yeah.
2 Archons, 2 champions, 2 initiates, I think it was, or 1 initiate. Might have been 1 initiate. Darton. And 1 Kiki monk, and then some support models strewn throughout.
Yeah, I know the Matt Hopkins, who is the captain of the Welsh team, or would have been for WC, has been toying with Malachus, and I'm like, oh, yeah, if you see him on the table, I just fucking hate him. The only game I played against him was obviously pre the change. I expected to have some Grimkin at Harvey practice just before the last WTC, I went down to Cardiff, and we had like a practice session, and a bunch of like the locals that weren't going came to basically like help us practice more into certain matchups. I was like, okay, right, let's see how this goes in the different variations. And this guy who came down, and I was expecting to get some extra Harby games in, dropped Malachus with like fucking 30 flamethrower dudes. I'm like, what the hell is this list? I'm like, I'll never see the light of it again.
If that too is still the boogeyman, does it not make sense to throw Harby into your pairing? Like, Harby seems the perfect thing to play into the Vlad 2, especially like I'm hearing your game plan, this backup turn 2 and, dominate with threat ranges. It's a really powerful strategy, and Harby's feat does seem like the right answer to it.
Mm-hmm.
Was Harby his off list? Was it Harby Malachus?
No, he didn't have Harby in his pair. I don't remember what his off list was.
Oh, interesting. Some choice decisions. While we're talking about Harby, there's an event this weekend I'm going to, and one of they're doing like a raffle system for the winners and stuff. So everyone that enters basically has a chance to walk away with some sort of prize. So like if you get first place, you get like 3 different draws of tickets. If you're second, 2, and then an extra ticket for every list you've got painted, and then there's an extra ticket available for what the organizer thinks is like the jankiest list possible. Which is interesting. Just like try to encourage some new shit. So I sent Paul Shid my list. So I was like, how does this sort of match up for the jankiness? And it was I played Grimkin at the moment, so it was the Dreaming Harbinger, and I was like, and he's like, you can't play them. I'm like, come on now. And he's like, no.
Oh god!
I was like,
the alternate timeline Harby.
yeah, man. I'd love Harby to be the next Grimkin caster.
Kill for that.
Like tweak her card a little bit. Maybe give her Menite Archons as you can always take Menite Archons in your list. Whether that ability's called, I can't bloody remember. The same thing that Sorcerer's got for Mana War, but for Menite Archons. Yeah. I think that would be fair.
Not henchmen, irregulars. That's
irregulars, yeah. So Grimkin Harby being able to take Menite Archons, I think that'd be a nice spot to play.
The only thing I want there is not to have a feat. I want give her a Trump Arcana. Give her Arcana. Like that's what makes Grimkin Grimkin. Yeah, it's my biggest complaint about the Old Witch.
Yeah, that's why I don't like playing Old Witch, basically. Yeah, because you lose the Arcana, which is such a big thing. So Mr. Potato Head Malachus falls to Vlad, and we move into round 3.
Yep. Next morning, I get Mr. Brent Simon playing Legion of Everblade on stream that day.
Oh yeah.
So that one you can go back and watch if you want.
Oh, I
matchup.
I think I'd like to. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah,
you got JVM commentary too in a Legion game.
It's really cool. Brett's like a super nice guy, and the game is just really sweet to watch. So yeah, definitely. Do you want to give us a bit of the highlights of it, and then obviously people can go and actually watch the game if they want to as well.
Yeah, sure. So that one was.
Where can they watch, by the way? Because I know if that's on More Than Dice, like those will be disappearing in like a week or so.
I think it's on their YouTube.
Do they have a YouTube? Okay.
Warfare Weekend have got like they've put up a link.
No, the More Than Dice I think is what it's on. Not 100%.
Right.
I think it's on the. I saw that post on Facebook in the Facebook group about it. I think it was like the More Than Dice YouTube.
Yeah, someone just shared the playlist for it, so it's all the streams from the weekend are all in one.
Yeah, it's all been backed up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, because Twitch does like same as Facebook Gaming. They all take down your content after so long. I'll stick a note. I'll search for the playlist and I'll stick a note in our notes so people can go and catch up on it all. It's pretty cool.
Fantastic.
But yeah, so go ahead, give us a quick rundown of how it went with you and Brett. So he played Callus, right?
So yeah, he won the roll off for that one. We were on bunkers. Turn 1, he runs up. I kill like 3 dudes with a Thermite Archon in position, and that's my entire turn. Turn 2, he does some charges, runs again, and Callus feats, because that's what Callus does.
Yeah.
Was this Callus one?
Yes, Callus 1.
Callus 1.
Children of the Dragons, 2 Legionnaires,
Hex
1
Hunters.
unit of Archers, 1 unit of Hex Hunters, Blightbringer, and 2 Pots.
Yeah,
It's most of the
I
list.
mean, it actually doesn't sound like a bad list at all into Doom Reavers. Yeah, okay.
Because you have the vengeance moves and stuff. So he feats, and then I don't pop my feat, but I just try and kill as many Legionnaires as physically possible, and as many of the Incubi that pop out as I can. I unfortunately leave like 1 model alive on both flags due to some dice, so I'm not able to actually score either. So I just do it, and then he in turn back also leaves 1 model on both flags. So. But he contests my zone, so he's up to that'll be top of 3 finishes, and he's up 2-1 because I wasn't able to contest his zone on feat turn.
Okay, that's quite.
So it just turned it into a long grind of models and clock. He'd kill Doomweavers, I'd bring Doomweavers back. He scored flags, I scored flags. We both threw things into each other's zones, and eventually I got a little bit of a clock and tempo advantage, and I was able to use that clock to just pull a scoring lead.
Did he not bring Ysilla?
Yeah, just saw it.
Yeah, he's got Shatterstorm. For
So he had Shatterstorm on the Archers, but the Archers, I didn't run into their threat range, bottom of 2, top of 3, they got a few shots off. Like, they started doing work later, but lots of Leavers are still dying to Legionnaires and Blightbringer shots.
Fair enough. Okay.
So those all come back. I had like half a dozen guys RFP'd, but
okay, that makes sense.
Archers can't kill everything by themselves.
No, they really can't.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That and he needed to puppet bringer the Blightbringer a few turns. Like top of 2, he one shot a Thermite Archon with it.
Oh damn!
That's spicy.
That was unfortunate. Nice. Yep.
Yeah.
So
good old 11, we rolled an 11, rolled another 11, was like, oh, that's 1 short, let's re-roll it. There's a 13, it's dead.
Damn.
Just bad luck at the start, but you managed to slog it out, though.
Yep. It was a very grindy game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
that was the first of 3 of those in a row.
That's another caster that I'm just like, oh, great. It'll be great to see freaking Callus 1 with a bazillion infantry models back on the scene.
Yeah.
You were Evans like just counting up his Incubi slowly.
No, he's one of those casters where I've got them and I just can't bring myself to paint them. It's like, no, God, do I really want to put this on the table? Oh God, no.
I'm not sure.
It's just horrible to play.
I'm not sure. I think I had like 30 Incubi, and I think 10 was like, I don't think I ever went above 10 on actually getting put into play while I was playing League.
Yeah, no, I've got 10, 5 are painted, and it's like I'd have to paint up the other 5 to justify colours. It's like, God, no.
Tap up Jan. Jan's got a Callus list because he's played against me. I played the Callus mirror match.
He has not painted any of those Incubi either. There's no chance.
Fair. I remember the Bristol team tournament when I met him, and we played a Callus mirror match, and he was just like, it's like, you probably know this list a lot better than me. This is gonna be, please teach me how to do it. And I was like, it's like, mate, this is not gonna be fun for either of us. It's fine.
But you all get to roll. You both get to roll dice and do nothing.
Yeah. What we learn is how much we hate our own faction.
Yes, indeed.
It's fine.
Oh shit.
Which is interesting. I'm gonna go into a bit of a tangent again. So obviously Kartiev's coming, or he's obviously already in War Room.
Yeah.
I think Khador seems to be like 100% the winner for him, right? I'm
definitely.
I'm sure he'll be okay in Crix, but I think he'll be.
Khador gets the most out of the feat, and Khador gets the most out of the armor buff he's bringing. Like, it's a no-brainer. Khador loves him.
What do you think, Conan? Is it misery Cardiff mirror matches in our future, or
I probably wouldn't put him in a pair.
no?
Really?
Is it
No,
just
I'm gonna be
not,
honest.
not do enough?
He doesn't really excite me in any way.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a Jack brick, and I don't think Jack bricks can play the Steam War scenario packet right now, especially into the current meta. Like, I think actually the best list for him is going to be some balanced thing with like more relying on Cossites and other stuff to remove things. Then you have a few hard anchor scenario pieces.
Yeah.
That's
Probably
interesting.
he actually plays, because like his spam list, like he can't play like a Mad Dogs or anything. Like the most you could spam is like Marauders, because like without a
like
feat
Marauders,
that boosts the Mad
couple of
Dogs, their
Juggers.
things, but
Yeah.
they just don't do enough work.
If you can get like 7 quality jacks in there, like, you know, some Juggernauts and a Devastator.
You get 9 Marauders.
You can get 9 Marauders.
Yeah,
I
Sorcerer
don't like
Zero.
the spam. Yeah, I
No,
feel
the
he'd be
spam's
better
not
off.
the way to go.
I feel he'd be better off kind of dropping down to 7 and getting, you know, some jacks that can actually dish out some work.
I'd probably
that's
be on
like
like
9.
5 Jacks with him personally.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
we'll see him as a bit of a gear check of can people just either
Yep.
chew through
Yes.
what he brings, or can they?
But he's still
work
like
out
the same as
how
Lich.
strong
If your opponent has some weapon masters, your list is going to die, and that's that.
Yeah, yeah, and there's a lot more weapon masters out there at the moment. So we'll.
This isn't like Lich 3 where he came out. You checked the meta. No, he's walking into a meta of damage and hermit and all that stuff.
Yeah,
It's
Hardship.
true.
Hardship's jacks will die if you
Yeah,
limit your opponent.
I mean, I'm seeing people building power strength 27s warp wolves. Like, yeah, they're gonna die.
Urger Zero is a very good thing.
He's a thing, man.
Yeah,
He's a
definitely
thing.
Yeah, not sure about the good bit. We can agree to disagree.
Strong, I guess. Yes.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yes.
We'll debate that point.
Yeah, there's a lot of circle players like just going crazy at the moment. The options are mind blowing. I understand, you know, that they did lose, you know, like not a lot, but fucking Christmas, Circle Christmas. Anyway, round 4. Tell us about round 4, Conan.
Circle Christmas.
Yes, always.
So round 4, I'm playing against it just says A Durso here. I think it was Aaron Durso on Scorn. He had the Morgul, all the pigs list paired with Sheth and a bunch of shamans and some other shooting.
Right.
And I ended up being I didn't drop. This was my Vlad 3 game of the Invitational. I dropped that there.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want 30 prey brigands will just tear Reavers apart, and same with Sheth. He's got he had 4 of the 4 shamans, a raider, and Sheth, and then some other incidental shooting. On the list will be enough to kill.
He's not spamming
Reavers.
Breath of Corruptions at you, but I suppose there's all his
he
other
is.
guns are.
So he runs 2 Paingiver Bloodrunners up, and then just shoots them in the butt. Same thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Anyone who thinks spell immune gets around everything has never seen what a magical spray targets your jack before.
I don't know, a spray would be fine, but, you know, it's not a spray he's throwing AoE 3s.
Yeah, when you've got
but-
AD guys that
You have
run-
AD arc nodes to do all that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not such a harsh world. Yeah, so was he running turtles as well with the Rashath, or was it all
No,
Cyclops?
just a bunch of shamans,
Cyclopses?
mercs. It was in Disciples of Agony.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So, yeah.
interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
like
what was...
four shamans, a raider, and that was his battle group. He had Makeda Zero with an agonizer.
Right.
Oh no, he had a battle boar. Sorry, he had primal.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And then some of the merc shootings, like who are those guys on like the dinosaurs with the armor piercing guns?
Oh, the
the
F
Scouts. Yeah, he had 2 scouts now that they're so cheap. A bunch of other like the support models, like the Will Breakers and all that stuff, and then 1 unit of the AD arc nodes.
Those FR8s are coming into my circle lists now at 4 points. Like, that's
4
That's
points
worth
for an
sticking
armor
with.
piercing gun is really good.
Yeah.
Because he shot my Victor, and I was like, okay, so what's his power? And he was like 7. And I was like, any effects? And he was thinking for a second. I was like, so dice. He said, I don't think so. And he's like, dice off 12. And he was like, oh wait, armor piercing. I'm like, oh wait, shield guard.
Yeah.
That's a hell of an 08 at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so maneuverable as well. Like you can really get that.
Oh,
that
yeah.
shot. Like
This was the game where I.
5. They're really fast.
This is the game where I realized Cossacks are nuts.
Cossacks are obscene.
The Cossacks came on, killed both of those, a Gobber and a support model the turn. Next turn did half a battle boar and 3 more support models, and then just started walking through his backlines.
nice.
Yeah.
It's just
nice.
the things.
That seems right. That seems
yeah.
100% right.
Oh, this was the game where I got Faye to change the rules of the game.
Oh,
In fact, that's happening. Because objectives can't get a backstripe bonus, but they sure as hell can get backstabbed.
Oh, fuck me.
So, unless you declare it and mark your objective's arc, by default it is 90 degrees straight forward on the table.
I'm glad someone is forcing her to change that, because that rule is still stupid. If you've got circular vision or something, you shouldn't be vulnerable to backstab. So hopefully all of that shit goes away.
I think it's happening just for objectives. So, yeah, I'm still going to shoot Wormwood to death.
You're still going to shoot Wormwood to death.
No one's right. I think that's a worthy sacrifice. I'll happily let Wormwood die.
I don't see anyone shedding tears for Wormwood, frankly.
Sorry, Harrison.
Yep. Him and those boosted arc nodes, baby.
Yeah.
So boosted into Hellmouths.
Quickly jump through what your Vlad 3 list was again, Cody. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Vlad 3 was Vlad 3 with a Victor and a Dervish for his battle group, because you need a little Jack to go off and play scenario with.
Yeah, and the Victor is now
I had
cheap as fuck and really good.
Well, I've had the Victor from the beginning.
Yeah.
Actually, I had Adjudicator for a little bit, and then I was like talking with Sven, doing some games online, and like
I was gonna say Sven
Flak is a really good rule right now.
So yeah, Sven was the first Victor, Vlad 3 Victor player that I ran into, and yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, my Vlad 3 list was definitely a modification of his. I did a little talking with him, going in about how we wanted to fit Cossacks, and it ended up being we cut the requisition of 2 vassals in order to fit Yuri. And then we take 1 vassal and a rack instead, because it still ends up being Vlad's a 7 focus caster to give 2 to the Victor turn. Just 1/6 of the time your other vassal blows itself up.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So
I had that battle group, Yuri the Axe, and a minion of Cossacks, which is how I would keep that pair. I don't think you go max Cossacks, and I don't think you have room for 2 in that list. Definitely would try 2 min units in Jaws the Wolf, though. Yeah. I think that's really strong. And then 2 Menite Archons, 2 Champions of the Order of the Wall. Those are your core pieces there. Darton and Hermit as your other 2 requisitions, because more Vengeance is good, and Hermit's just a solid model. Yeah. Especially when you make him speed 6 with dash.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
And then, so after that, 2 units of Initiates, a Mechanic, a Vassal, and a Min Choir. And that's the list right there.
That's pretty, it's pretty solid.
That's significant.
Mm-hmm. So it's mainly built to be, like, super anti-shooting. You combine Choir with Initiates, with a Wind Wall, and stuff like that. Like, it's absolutely miserable for a Sloane player to play against, because she can shoot 2 things a turn with her entire army, and that's it.
Yeah.
Her and 1 Jack per turn get to shoot.
Oh wow!
Again, the tiny tear rolling down everyone's face. I'm not a sad thing. That
I have no violence small enough.
Poor Slow. So you dropped Vlad 3. What did your opponent drop? Was it the Rasheth
He
list?
dropped the Rasheth list, yes.
Right.
How did it pan out for you then?
So another long, grindy one. He even through my reroll, he just rolled that 6 off the go and got the first turn, so he ran up. What was
the scenario? Sorry, Conan, yeah.
Oh, this was King of the Hill.
Yeah, cool.
So the 2 wide square zones and thing. So I ran champion off to the left to go contest that zone because I wasn't going to be able to spread out against Rasheth. I needed to turtle and get all my shield guards in there. Put Yuri behind the thing on the right. And then Victor got Infernal Machine, walked up, boosted some flak shots, did like half a Void Archon with those. And then had a very nice cannon shot where I landed square on an Agonizer. Did like two-thirds of Makeda's Agonizer. Rolled terribly on damage, so who's the caster attachment scorn that gives Harmonious?
Marketh?
Marketh was left on 2, but on fire, and I said caster on fire. And then, but during the fire rolls, both the Agonizer and Marketh died, which was very nice.
Nice.
Like
knocking out an Agonizer is amazing.
Rasheth's not going to care too much about fire, I'm guessing himself, but yeah.
He took like 4 points over the course of the game from fire or something.
Not too bad.
There were a few times I could have shot him, but I didn't think it was worth it. I just went for the scenario.
His armor's actually pretty low, like even with impervious flesh.
It's dice off 3.
Yeah.
Or dice off 2.
It's
either way.
I think his armor 14. It's like dice off 2. Yeah.
Dice off 2. Yeah. So I did like a point once, then 3 points the next turn, then it went out. This is how it did.
Okay, that's solid.
It was whatever.
So
and then
good start with Victor.
Good start with the Victor.
Those
and then just a lot of turtling around my initiates after that.
Yeah.
Vlad backed up turn 1.
Yeah. That seems wise against some nasty ass.
Turn 2, Rasheth feeded and started to do work. I had some shield guards and stuff around to protect me. I lost an Archon that turn. Victor lost a decent amount of HP to a side. That kind of thing. And then I lost a full unit of initiates as well. On the way back, the second Archon walked up and made itself annoying. Threshered 3 beasts. Just Grievous them, took out some aspects, did its thing. I ran like Hermit and stuff up to contest zones. And then the Victor just was walked up and I removed the other 2 Archons from the table between the Victor and the Champion on the right side. And then that's the turn the Cossacks came in and just started doing work.
And just started mopping up the board. Yeah, they've
it's good to hear. I mean, we kind of expected it, but it's good to hear it's living up to it. It's like, okay, Cossacks are kind of scary.
They're fantastic, yes. I would play at least 1 unit in any list they can go in, no matter what.
I would try fit them in every list. Like, if they're in your theme, I'd stick them in the list.
During a practice game, I had a unit walk on because my opponent hadn't read the updates, so they walk on, and I'm just like, yep, I'm going to kill 6 Mage Hunter Strike Force with Cossacks, and he's like, what? And then I started rolling 3 dice and attack, and he was like, what?
Like, I understood every single word you said. I know the English language. Every word you said, I could tell you what it means, but I've never heard them put together like that before.
Yeah, I imagine a lot of people are like, Cossacks, what? Yeah, if you skim through the update and not talk to any Khador players, and then suddenly you rock up at an event and people
that's going to be a rude shock.
Yeah, people start putting all these weird models you've never seen in all the Mark III on the table. There's a reason they're putting them on the table. Open your war room and look at the cards.
And the only reason people know the name is because people have been bitching about them online for 7 years.
Yeah, probably.
Yep. So that turn, I used I basically traded my Dervish to kill his objective and score the left zone once.
Yeah.
Because he had minimal contests because he used all of his models to try and do work on feat turn, and then I didn't score my right zone because I wanted to do work with the Victor instead of putting him in it. So I just walked up, ran a few things into the center zone contest, and Vlad was like behind a forest with 4 shield guards in range. Was like, "Don't spell me to death, camping 4." Trying to just be safe as you can against ghost shot guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, with that many shamans, and I assume some of the solos have got the ghost shot as well. You've just got to like hug your caster. It's pretty pretty.
Yep.
But
he wasn't able to score much back. Couldn't clear the center zone because he had to use a ton. Cyclopses are not great in melee, so he had to use a bunch to kill the Archon.
Yeah.
And then he didn't have enough things left to take 5 boxes off a Hermit contesting the zone and flag. And then he did kill the Dervish and scores that zone that turn.
Yeah.
But after that, it just became an attrition grind in my favor. Victor took over the right zone. I started scoring that. And then I just used my champions to infinitely kill his beast and contest the left zone while just cleaning up the middle. He forgot about defensive strike, so since Makeda didn't have a terrorizer or a retaliatory strike, she walked up, got within 1 of a champion, and got 1 shot on the hit back.
Ooh.
Which was sweet.
Alright.
It's what? She's like 14, 15, so it was a 6 to hit, and then 3 dice, 9 to kill. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, that seems pretty right. She's reached 2, right? She's got a long sword.
Oh, she 100% could have been out of it.
Yeah.
He just forgot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, well.
Which was a really nice swing that way, because that meant he had to then bring the 2 shamans over to kill him, thanks to dismount and all that. So
yeah.
it was a nice thing. And then I just ground that one out, and I it was like a turn 5 or 6 scenario victory that game.
Yeah. So you've had
well played.
a bunch of. So your second day was just basically long games.
I played 6 hours. I played like 5.5 hours of Warmachine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
because that brings us now to the finals.
Yeah, when I was playing Legion, I like played a bunch of like just grindy lists, and I'd have like just the longest games of the weekend. Everyone would be like watching us for like the last rounds, and it's like, oh well, just making the most of my money, right, and my time being at events, which is why now I don't mind throwing assassination lists on the table and be like, I've played enough now. It's fine. But yeah, so you rocked up for the finals. Obviously, again, this is all on stream, so you watch it back in its full. This is grindy glory.
This is a rough one for poor Michael. Michael's a really good friend of mine, and like this Baldur 2 list is kind of like made with Doom Weavers in mind as one of its key matchups it needs to beat. But it was a 50-50 on scenario between Recon 2 and Spread the Net.
Yeah.
And it rolled Spread the Net, and then I run the die roll, which meant I also got to score first on Spread the Net.
Yeah.
And that's really hard when you're playing 3 huge bases.
Yeah,
so
you say,
this one was interesting because I was watching this one on stream, and it looked like you actually came in with a solid plan for when you score, kind of from turn 1. I was watching how you were spreading your Doom Reavers around. You weren't really looking to engage and kill shit, just kind of.
So I physically can't kill those World Wraths unless he lets me. Arm 25 will tank the feet and stuff, and then he won't let the Jacks get there because of Rockwall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Marauder instantly was going to always be protecting the right zone. Huron would be my bullet in the middle in case Michael forgets and lets him get to the objective or something. But he was smart, so I moved him back defensively to try and get Michael to have to put stuff into him to score the zone. And then I just was like, all right, so the right side, let's just make that as on score as possible. So those Reavers were always going straight to his backline, slow wrap, just dance with the Death Archon, but make him unable to just bring solos over there to really score his own flag.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to send a World Wrath all the way off to the side to clear Reavers. Because the minute there's only one thing contesting that middle zone, that's when I have a chance to steal it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's super interesting seeing his list when it popped up on the stream. One of my locals, who's like an old Mark II player and has come back to the game in the last couple of months, literally played a Baldur 2 double World Wrath list against me the week before on the Monday, and I was like, you should check out this stream. It's pretty looks
I don't know how I would. It's a really tricky list to play, that one of his.
It's a really hard list to play. Michael played it twice in the Invitational. He beat Kolgrima on what was that? So what's the two circle zones on the side and the one square zone in the middle?
No, Anarchy. Was it? Or...
He beat Kolgrima and Anarchy because there was a giant piece obstruction in the middle. He parked a World Wrath, touching it on either side, contesting all 3 zones, and then just Grandma could not kill.
Just can't budget.
Like it's
he won turn 7 on army points destroyed.
Yeah, it's a lot of beef.
Tricky list
you
to
can't
play.
debuff it unless you've got critical guard guns, basically.
Yes, you need Rust or Void Archons.
Yeah.
Those are,
But also,
dark
it's a really tricky list to play though, because he doesn't have a Geomancer in the list, which means Balder can't put down 2 Roots of the Earth and the Wall. He's got to choose 2 out of 3. So it's actually it's a difficult list to play.
Wait, why does he not get all 3? They're 2 each, and he's a 6 caster.
Yep, but then he's camping 0 every turn.
But nothing can get to him behind the Royal Rust.
No, he does that a lot.
Yeah.
He just camps 0
brave.
because he's just behind 2 World Wraths. What do you touch him with?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if the Waldrasts have to split up their guns around, something's got to get to.
Yeah, but you just don't play it on. You just don't play that on King of the Hill.
Yeah. I know. My local was playing it. Is playing it with a Megalith and another Wold with Geomancy. So he's basically with the points changing. He was playing before with just a heavy, and the points changes basically bought him an extra heavy. And then he's got, then he brings double shifting stones. And he's got 2 Geomancies.
Oh, he's a bones list.
Yeah. Pop all the scalpels. But essentially,
Death Archons are a big difference in that list.
Yeah, the Death Archons are super important.
At Armor 23, you can chew through those Waldraths. At Armor 25, you can't. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yep. That and Chuck and the Pot and stuff are all really good.
Yeah.
2 Puppet Masters on those shots. You saw him kill a Void Archon with it. I got 2 Archons sniped in 1 shot by Colossals.
Tomasz has pointed out as well the Baby Michael's list is in Secret Masters, so Balder has sack pawn.
You cannot shoot Balder to death. If he's within 3 inches of Hermit, he's immortal.
Okay, that answers my question quite a bit there.
And you're like, sprays? No. Shots? No. Magic? Yes.
No. Wow, yeah, if you can see through 2
if you need to get line of sight for spells through 2 huge base spell immune models and a huge base immune to every element in the game. So that's a very important thing to remember. Is that Hermit is nuts in that list.
Yeah, there's
that's 6 gunshots ignored right there.
A lot of safety built in.
Oh god, I didn't realize he had the Hermit in there as well. That's actually just obnoxious. Okay. That's a really nice list.
Yeah, that's why he camps. I was like, he camps here all the time. I don't know why he wasn't safe. Sackpot. That's what it was.
If you bring a list that's just pure beef to chew through, and your caster is the weak link, then Sackpawn and Hermit, and is protect the weak link. Seems good. Or just stand behind a building or a woods the entire game, if it lets you. Definitely,
indeed.
It was a cool game to watch.
As I say, just a big scenario grind in my favor. I was able to. The right World Wrath didn't want to walk up to contest the zone because I had the Void, the Feet, and the Marauder there ready to deal with it.
Yeah. Do you think?
And then it was just a scenario victory. I didn't feat that game.
If the if the scenario had come out the other way around, how much?
Recon 2 would have been something.
How much more how much more trouble would you be in? You think there at that point?
That game would have just come down to dice. Can I just dice? Can I just dice a World Wrath in a battle engine? If on feet turn I can kill 2 things, I win that game. If I can't, it's very rough. That would have been just. I have to just throw everything.
Put your faith in the dice. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that would have been very rough on recon. So after the second round that morning, I actually had to go up to my hotel room and check out and get my stuff to my car while they were setting up the table and so I was just had played 2 2-hour games in a row with no break. Nerves were high. I was fucking sweating my ass off. got some water, do all that, come back, see spread the net instead of recon 2, and just, oh my god, the relief.
Just suddenly like, oh, thank fuck.
Literally a weight off my shoulders.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, it was really cool to watch. Baby Michael looked like proper gutted at the end. It was like it was.
Oh my god! When he missed the boosted 7 to throw my Doom Reaver and score that 7.
Yeah, it was.
That was heartbreaking.
That was rough.
It was a bit painful to watch, yeah, for sure. But no, it was really well played, obviously by both you guys. It was nice to watch, and certainly.
I always love playing against Michael. We've played so much this year. We're great friends.
That's cool. I think we need to get in. The Welsh team need to register for VCC because we've got a grudge match against Michael and his team. As
Indeed.
Oh.
Yeah, we were
the returning champions.
The returning champions, but we were the only team they couldn't beat last year. We beat them in the first round, and just because of how the rounds sort of turned out,
broke down.
Sven smashed me, mind you, though, the bastard. his Victor and his Vlad 3, just bent me over a little bit. It was
good list.
It was a very good list. And obviously he takes like Outriders, which was exactly what he wanted against.
Yep. We were on those back before Cossacks.
Yeah, I was running Aurora, and he just it was not pretty, but it was cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like Sven this whole time. Going back to talking about where the games are, they're all on the More Than Dice YouTube channel. There's a playlist of 11 games that's up. So 2
of mine are on there.
So you can get to go and watch it. I'll stick the link in the description so people can just follow it and go and support those guys. I was super into listening to listen to their Gangs of Waterdeep game they had going. So they do all sorts of content. They do like I think it's like Mech Warrior, a bunch of D&D, and then obviously Warmachine. So go give them a listen. They're a really cool bunch of guys. So that's cool. But and so yes, you win against Michael in the last round, and and you take home a very, very tough event and a very strong field. So well done, man! Absolutely, congratulations for
congrats! Really well played.
A very well fought victory by the sounds of it, which is cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to win that right after. You guys know Ben Beckman, I assume, because you're European and all that.
I do. I had the pleasure of meeting him at the last WTC when it went ahead.
All right. Well, he's a great fellow. He was in the States for a bit. He was actually part of my local meta when he won Warfaire in 2019.
Yeah. And
then I was practicing against him after that, so it's really cool to follow him up.
I was
on that.
Oh, nice.
The
Ohio takes it home 2 years in a row.
Oh, that's cool. I played with an American guy, a couple of weeks ago at an event in the UK in the Midlands, who also was playing with Ben Beckman.
Oh my! Is it Alex? It's freaking Alex, isn't
it? Bond. Is it Alex Bond?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's from my meta.
Yeah, I played him.
He's
first.
Over there for deployment now.
Yes. Yeah. He's not. Well, I say he's not too far from where we are. Like as the crow flies, but because of where he is and how roads are, probably it's like 2 or 3 hours for him to get to any event, which is a bit sucky. But,
fun.
But had a really cool game with him. He brought his men off, and we had a nice game. And he was talking basically about how the meta back there in the States that he played in was really cool, and Ben was one of the locals.
Yeah.
So that was really enjoyable. It was and nice to see a bunch of new people coming over. And he was saying, and I met, like I said, I met Ben at the last WTC. He was super lovely guy. Just had a bit of a chat, and he helped sort me one of the German shirts because they were super sweet.
Oh, fun!
I got I got him to go and take me over and get him and Sven sorted me a swap with Sasha to get one of the Immortal shirts, which is cool. So that's a couple couple of big wins for your meta then in the last couple of years, which is cool. What's next then, Conan? What's on your? Obviously, you said you're gonna switch over to Crucible Guard and Signar for a bit, and
that'll be interesting to see how I like those. I've not decided which way to head yet, but really excited to just try it all.
Yeah.
I'll be at the 2 big events in January. Definitely gonna try and hit both LVO and Captain Con this year, back to back if I can.
Oh wow!
So really excited for those. Always great events.
And
then we'll just see what happens after that. I just want to play more Warmachine, man. Just to say, nothing like a big win to reinvigorate you into a game.
That's cool. So, talking about big events, today I've been speaking to Simon from the WTC committee, who has confirmed that there will be a WTC 2022. It's going to be
I'll have my application.
Yeah, it's going to be hosted in Poland. It's where the previous so Belgium was the last WTC before COVID sort of shut everything down, and the year before was in Poland, and it's going to be in the same hotel, same venue, which is like, and I think if memory serves, they booked out the entire like hotel complex, so it was just basically Warmachine nerds, and like their family members and judge team and stuff, and it's really close to the airport. They had this like humongous like basement restaurant, so essentially it was like I think they normally use it for like wedding sort of feasts, so it was just this massive, almost like an aircraft hangar underneath the hotel, where they had just rows upon rows upon rows of like just food. You just kept on going back to it. It was immense. So yeah, if you get a chance, wherever you are, talk to your WTC like committee, your organisers for your country. Obviously, there's going to be like a lot of change. There's the entire teams that don't play the games anymore. So hopefully, if you've ever fancied it, now is probably like the best time to get back into like the competitive swing and push your Warmachine resume and try and go to Poland. I know I'm super looking forward to going, so hopefully I can do so. But
excited to try it.
Yeah, you had, obviously America gets 3 teams, so you should still have 3 teams this year, I imagine. But we'll see. There'll be like an announcement in the next 2 weeks. Simon has said so. I'm assuming from what he said that we'll have the full 64 teams. And he hasn't mentioned the solo masters, but it'd be really cool. I think it's a big part of the event is having the solo.
Be more surprised if there wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. Obviously, you want to, if you're a reserve and you want to be able to come, then it's super sweet to be able to know you'll be playing like a very very fine event on the side there and waiting to see cheering on the rest of your team. So that's really cool. Really good news for like the international Warmachine community. So it's really cool. But yeah, so some awesome games though, Conan, by the sounds of it, and a good old slog. I'm really surprised. Like, it's really cool to see someone that like has basically just powered through all the qualifiers, basically just playing the same shit and just getting more and more refined in how they push it across the table. So awesome to see, man. It's really cool.
Thank you.
But yeah, anything from you, Evan? What have we got? What's next?
What's next up? I mean, on my side, we had a couple of tournaments. We had a steamroller in Brighton about 2 weeks ago. So it was good fun. I got to play around with the twins. I one-listed them, which was good fun. I did pretty well with them. I got caught off guard by another newcomer to the game, which is the new Borka 1 is a monster.
Yes.
So I got to find out the hard way that Borka 1 on his own can walk through 37 boxes of a Blightbringer plus both twins on his own. That was impressive. That's amazing.
So,
Borka 1, Mat 9, Power 17, and 9 Fury is a thing.
So I'm gonna call you on this, right, Evan? We did just a couple of weeks ago. There's this thing happened called the dynamic update, And there was this.
I know, and we did mention it, and I didn't think it was that impressive, did I?
Faye literally came on, and we asked her what we thought. She thought was like the dark horse thing that's going to catch people out and surprise them.
And
she was like,
she absolutely said Borka won. She
coming
did.
across the table, basically killing any heavies that he touches, and then still being like effectively unkillable.
I did not factor in all the buffs that he gets.
So what you say? The lead developer told you, and he didn't listen, and then.
I mean, I knew that he could get. I knew that he could get Fury 9. I didn't realize he gets up to power ridiculous as well. I think he actually gets. Sorry, he gets power 19. Mat 9, power 19. Like, what the hell is this nonsense?
It's a good place to start. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Oh, cool. Man. So yes, that caught me off guard. And otherwise, I hate to admit it, but the world was right. I've been trying online to make piggybacks work, but they're just too expensive.
Yeah.
They just don't do enough. Like, eventually I sat down and did the maths, and I'm having fun with the piggybacks, but that whole module of piggybacks plus UA plus the Twilight Sisters, it's 24 points.
Plus
that's
the
2
plus
units
the
of
death
Dread
knell,
Rot.
you don't bother taking the death knell without them.
It's a tempting one. At the moment, I'm still taking the death knell because I like skin and moans, and I like being able to hand out the corpses. I might eventually drop that, but at that point, I may as well just play the Wanderer and be done with.
Yeah. Why we can't take the Gator Man pot? I have no idea. It's like
I have no idea because we still wouldn't take the damn death knell. We'd just take the Gatorman pot because. Sorry, the death knell's still shit. That's why.
Yeah.
The corpse wasn't enough.
The corpse was enough to try to. It was enough to try play it in bump, but it's just 12 points and it does bugger all. Like 10 points gets me, or 11 points I can get a Rip-On Satire, and for 12 points I must pay for this thing. Like it's just
it doesn't do enough itself, and it takes so long to get corpses where it needs to be because because obviously it's a one corpse if you're empty. Especially
which means if you're generating, you're not putting out your bubble. That's the problem.
It's rough.
So
like if it had Season the Source instead, so it was just generating and could give out, and then still have a corpse left on it to make sure it generates the armor buff.
The sad truth is it needs that, and it needs another ability to justify its cost.
Yeah. Like, we've talked about it. It needs a good gun. It needs some sort of like beacon gun or something to do an extra ability. Because like you compare it to basically any other battle engine, and you go, this guy this is
pathetic.
Gives an armor buff and hands out corpses, and it's like okay.
And it's just randomly 10 boxes less than any other battle engine for no good reason.
It needs some work.
It needs a lot of work.
It's moved in the right direction.
You don't subscribe to the Plan of the Immortal House?
No.
I own a house. I own one, but it's still in my cupboard, in a box.
It's no.
Yeah, I don't. I know. I've seen like a bunch of the Americans have been playing with it. I saw it pop up in Boca Brawl lists, and I think I saw it in some of the Warfare weekend. I'm sure I saw someone with a double house list at the Invitational or the Last Chance Qualifier, and I just looked at the list.
That's
and I was like,
a bit of a meme list.
And I was like, yeah. Like there's too much shit that can just ignore what it does and just kill it, basically.
Yeah.
And you could just take, I think you literally box for box take 2 skin and bones, and you've got as many hit points out of them, and you save some points.
That's it. Yeah, but on a less sort of kind of downer note, I am absolutely in love with the Witchwoods now. They are amazing.
Yeah.
I managed to pull the most incredible maneuver in an online game. I was playing my new version of a Dreamer Brick, and basically run out a Cage Rager, Abyssal Gate aids. It was a Beast 09 who's sitting behind a wall. That's enough to pull him out from behind the wall and then that's into range of Witchwood. Like, you have got some really nasty angles now.
Yeah. I think they're as impactful as adding the Defiled Archon for like the positioning game and the range game for Grimkin. I think
Witchwoods are a huge bonus.
Yeah,
now.
I think they're the most impactful change I think that we saw. And obviously Grimkin didn't get an awful lot changed in the update, I think the trees being good is a big one.
The trees were more than just this got better. The trees were, this changes the gameplay of the whole faction.
Yeah,
it's such a big difference.
Yeah, trees are quite good.
Yeah, I need to paint my tree proxies. That's fine. Yeah, I've got I've got about 12 models thing to paint before the team event. So it's not too bad. The kids will be at school next week, so get the airbrush out and start blitzing. But yeah, so we're gonna leave talking about like our actual games until next week. We've got Ryan's coming on from from Fishgord and from VTC, and we're going to talk about
good fun.
The events there. Obviously, Ryan's been continually running like steamrollers and leagues online, and like from the very start of COVID all the way through. And obviously, he's got the next VTC is coming up across the horizon after Christmas and New Year. So we're going to talk to him about how that looks. I know I think there's going to be some news about like the numbers. We were looking at how many teams had registered. I think it's now gone over the amount needed to make it viable and a tasty event. And
nice.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. We'll have a good chat with him and talk about like our recent games. I'll have a bunch of games from this weekend to talk about with New Grimkin as well. So
awesome.
See how my trees work. But yeah. So thanks very much, though, Conan. Thanks very much for coming on and talking us through the games. It's been really nice to listen to. We're gonna be able to. Obviously, like I said, anyone that wants to watch the games, the final, and you said, was it one or two more games as well? Are all on the one dice playlist for you.
So 2 games from me.
Yeah, 2 games, including the final. Yeah.
That should be
the finals and my game against Brent in the 3rd round.
Yeah. So, but there's another, as well as Conan's, there's another 9 games to watch on the playlist. So check them out, and that's basically my plan. Like in about 5 minutes' time, is to set the computer whirring to convert everything, and start watching some games while I do a bit of painting. So thank you very much, man, for organising to come on with us. It's been a good chat. It's nice to meet you. And
no problem. Thank you for having me.
Nice to hear that.
Thanks so much for joining.
Khador definitely looking in a good spot for the next foreseeable future.
And,
so thanks very much. Don't forget, if you're watching back, obviously listen to go on YouTube over the weekend at some point, and I'll stick the podcast up probably tonight. Any support is appreciated. Hit those likes and follows and feed Zuckerberg's ego and the social media god that he is. We all love it. But yeah, thanks very much, guys, and thanks for joining us. And we'll see you for the next one next week. Goodbye.
Great stuff. Yeah. Thanks again for joining us, Conan.
No problem.
Cool.